The Austin Police Department is fighting back after two civil rights groups filed a lawsuit against APD complaining of racial discrimination.
The groups want the Federal Department of Justice to review APD procedures. They also want the feds to hold back millions of tax dollars. We have more on the lawsuit now and APD's response from KXAN's Omar Lewis.
Good evening, Robert and Leslie. The NAACP and the Texas Civil Rights Project are claiming that APD is practicing racial profiling and police misconduct. It's why they now want the Department of Justice to review APD for a second time. That could potentially cost the department $2.4 million in federal funding. The first review prompted by the NAACP was in 2004 and lasted until 2007. After the first review, the Department of Justice handed APD 165 recommendations that the police department says they have implemented to change their policies that are now in place. Now, the NAACP is calling for a second review. They're recommending tougher reviews in deadly shootings, changing the use of deadly force policy, and also a decrease in biased racial profiling. They've also recommended the city to add a special prosecutor to analyze cases concerning police misconduct.
We see still excessive force. We see unexplained killings. We see that the preservation of life policy doesn't mean anything different than what it meant before. And so we've asked DOJ to come back and reopen the investigation.
APD is now fighting back these allegations of racial discrimination, saying they're not cited or punished in their first Department of Justice review, and they're not practicing racial profiling. The new complaint details cases that were policy involved, shootings that APD says they thoroughly investigated. Coming up at 6, we will have an interview with Police Chief Art Acevedo on those details and his thoughts on this process. For now, we're in the newsroom. Omar Lewis, KXAN News.